Hello. Oh my goodness. So, what I'm going to do is talk to parents out there that have trouble getting their children to listen. Okay? So, we're going to it's this that's vast, okay? So, what we're going to do is um we're going to talk about children who don't want to eat. Okay? The more you engage in the children not wanting to eat, the more frustrated that child is going to get. Now, a lot of people use spanking, they use timeout, they yell, they scream. And what does that child do back to you? They yell, they scream, they get frustrated, they throw their food across the room. And this is appropriate behavior for a toddler who is modeling their parent. Okay? So, as I said many times before, toddlers get commands 400 times a day, more than 400 times a day, either you, your spouse, your caregiver, the place where you take your child to get daycare provided, they command this toddler 400 times a day. So when it's time for dinner time, you don't think they're going to blow up at you. You don't think they're going to scream at you. They don't want their broccoli. Okay. They just don't want it. They're thirsty. Sometimes toddlers are more thirsty than they are hungry. Why? Because they rip, they run, they exercise, they play with their friends. And so a toddler is thirsty. A lot of times toddler wants juice. If you do not want your toddler to drink a lot of juice, then let's not start them out as infants with juice. A lot of pediatrics are going to say, oh, it's time for juice. You give them water. Maybe this much juice, but you give them water and slowly grade that juice out of there. A lot of juices now are made with a lot of sugar. So you wonder why your infant is binging off the wall is because you've given them juice. If you want your toddler to eat vegetables, we start them out with vegetables and not fruit. We start them out with fruit, their taste buds begin to want that sugar, and so then we begin to have obese children. Now, I'm not a professional. I'm a parent coach. I'm not a doctor. So when my doctor told me to start my children out with fruit, I started them out with vegetable. There's no harm in that, okay? If they said start them out with juice, start them out with water, there is no harm in that, okay? So let's get back to the subject at hand. Your child doesn't want to eat. You ask them to eat, they don't want to eat, they getting frustrated. Let's make it into a fun thing. Shave it into sprinkles. Okay, so you shave it into sprinkles. If they would like water, let them have some water. They might be thirsty. A child is not going to starve themselves to death. When they are hungry, they will eat. If they're not hungry, If they're not hungry, they are not going to eat, but you will save it for later. Mommy, I don't want it. I don't want it. I want water. I want snacks. No snacks. We have to have boundaries here, okay? So there's no snacks given, but if they're thirsty, give them something to drink and let them know we'll save this for later. How about that? And when they're hungry, we give them back their broccoli, macaroni, and cheese and their chicken. Let them eat when they are ready. What is going on? We are pushing food on a little person that knows what they want. They are not going to starve themselves to death. When I was growing up, my mother made me eat everything on my plate. I couldn't get up until I was finished. And now I have an eating disorder. I have to make sure everything's cleaned off my plate. I don't get up until I'm finished. And so, what am I now? I have an eating disorder. So, if I do not want anymore, or if your child does not want anymore, and they said that they're finished, if they do have string beans and they ate everything else, and you don't want them to get up without that vegetable, let them know. Okay, let's eat one string bean. Let mommy see you eat one string bean, And next time, instead of giving them a 3-course meal, give them their string beans, a little bit of rice, and then their chicken. Okay, there is processes to eliminating a big, huge blowout between you and your child. Observe your child. Connect with your child. If you are having troubles connecting with your child or observing your child, contact me. I am a certified parent coach. I have been dealing with children and their families for over 20 years. There's are tricks and trades to the process. Now, I have raised over 60 children. This is your first child, or this is your second child. So, it is okay to contact me, leave comments below, and we can work on this together. Your journey should not be alone.